Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Here we got May the 21st, 2025. We got a bridge lift, and that's the Lake Street Bridge. That's the one that the pink line and the green line goes across. We're underneath the Franklin Street Bridge here, and they're going to lift this one. I can never tell. Like, I went to the website. There is a website where they used to confirm whether they were doing, and I thought they would be doing one today because they're not doing on Saturday because it's going to be Memorial Day weekend. So this is the last chance. There, look how fast it's coming down. Look how fast the Lake Street Bridge started to come down there. It caught me off guard there. It really went down fast here. But here's some of the sailboats. How you doing here? We got a bridge lift here. They're heading through all these. How you doing there? They're heading through all the bridges here. And how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count 7 sailboats at least. And they're waiting. There's the Lake Street Bridge coming down. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Rob on the road, Chris, Krista, Danny, how you doing there? See how they're making sure they stay in the side there. They got the hooks there. So we'll see how long it takes for them to open the Franklin Street Bridge here. We've done this the last few Wednesdays. We've been lucking out here. Danny, how you doing there? Yeah, what's up there, the crew? How's everybody doing there, Chris? Yeah, the double-decker bridge. Release. See how fast that came down there? How you doing there? Hey, you doing? See, here's the sailboats heading through on a cold 50-degree day here. We'll see if the rain holds off here. It's a chilly day to get your boat out there, but these people will be able to get their boats in the harbor before Memorial Day there. So they stopped the bridge lifts. I saw your question there, Rob, there. They stopped the bridge lifts beginning of June. They'll do it a few times after Memorial Day. I think 1 or 2 weeks after June. You could, like I said, there's a web page. Anything you can ask me, you can ask the internet. And I appreciate you asking me, but I'm not the internet. I don't have all the information sometimes. But there's a web page called Chicago Bridge Lift Schedule. They actually have a calendar you can see on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And they'll show you how long they're doing this. And then they do it in the fall and reverse the whole thing. Nye, how you doing there, Pete? Doing in from Hazlitt, Michigan. Yeah, how's it going, everybody there? Yeah, Rob on the road. Hey, they've already now they're letting people walk across here. See how fast that was? And yeah, so there's not many people out today because look at the name of this boat. You see the name of this boat? See, since we're on YouTube, I can say it. It's called Reefer, and that's awesome. You know, there's a lot of puns and tongue-in-cheek. There'd be like rum line. You know, in the sailing world, people know what a rum line means. You know, and but here, look at all the sailboats lined up here. So here, let's head towards the Merchandise Mart. Welcome to Chicago. This is the Chicago River. And like I said, every Wednesdays and Saturdays, except for this Saturday, they're not going to do it because of Memorial Day. See, Fortunate Son. Look at the nice names. I like the name of your boat there. That's great. That's good. And see, they're tying up here. They're going to, because it might be a while till they open the Franklin Street Bridge. There's the Odyssey dinner cruise boat there.
Good, Jared.
And yeah, it's a cloudy, gloomy day. Christopher, how you doing there? Yeah, it makes me. I miss your boat too, there, Rob. Yeah, bring your boat to Chicago. We got a great boating city here, boating tradition that continues here. And so we'll head up to the Franklin Street Bridge. See, they're letting trains across. See how fast that happened there? They had that bridge open there, and the pink and green lines had to wait to cross. And here's this Odyssey Chicago River heading through here. Look, there's people on there having their lunch. That's where you want to be. There, the green line just went across there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Christopher. Yeah, we gotta see. I wasn't sure they were gonna do this today. That's why, 11:53. I had a meeting at 10. It ended at 10:30. So I'll head back to work after noon here, or after 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I'll be streaming for the next hour, maybe. Hey, Radical Moon Love, how you doing there? Hey, I like that. That's great.
If we make it on a video,
yeah,
tell us about it.
This is on YouTube. I'm Brian Lily, Chicago. What does this mean?
This is our YouTube.
Oh, that's your YouTube. Oh, you're on YouTube too. Radical Moon Love. Are you filming the whole thing, or you're just going
We
through?
have like a speed video. video of the
Oh, yeah, so check it out. My viewers would love this. Check out at Radical Moon Love so we can get the perspective from the boat.
Yeah.
You already gone to a lot of bridges already, right? It's like 20 bridges or so. You started in Chinatown?
22.
22?
And
Yeah.
probably went through, what is this, like 16 already maybe?
Yeah. It's a lot. 16 already. You got a few more to go. So, but you're making good progress.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. So I'll be filming you along the way. You can film me too. That's Radical Moon Love. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. That's great. Oh, you got sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Multimedia. You guys are way ahead of me. That's great. So we'll see you there. I'll talk to you. Yeah, I'll see you down the river here. So here it is. Yeah, Radical Moon Love. You can check out. They'll be streaming from their boat, and they'll probably be streaming the whole season there. And look at that. So isn't that great? See, we're all sharing content there. Check out Radical Moon Love. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, who doesn't love a sticker there? How you doing there? Patra. Yeah, how you doing there? I think I remember them from last year. So here we'll keep walking along the Riverwalk here, and we'll run into them later with the nice people there, and we'll head up and down the Riverwalk here and wait for them to open the Franklin Street Bridge here. But there you can see all the boats lined up there. Yeah, YouTube community. Yeah, see, we're promoting each other there. They can promote us and we can promote them. But here, if you missed it here, it's called Radical Moon Love. Can you see that at? It's, you go to YouTube there. Follow the adventure. See, they got their boat. They got the van. They're streaming right now, so you can check that out and see. We'll get multiple perspectives here. Hey, they're dinging the bell, so maybe that means within a minute or two they'll open the Franklin Street Bridge. So we'll get on the other side here, because once they go through this section, it goes pretty fast. Well, they got to get past the Wells Street Bridge. The Wells Street Bridge takes a while because of the CTA trains, just like the Lake Street Bridge. But the Franklin Bridge. And here we get here's the brown line heading into the loop here. So we'll show you the scenes of the city here. Look at that. Yeah, there's your train. Look how foggy it is. We got really low cloud cover, like the top of the Giant Hancock, the top of the Sears Tower. You can't even see it today. And luckily it's not raining, because there's a chance of rain all day today. And there you go there. Yeah, O'Block. Check out my TikTok. I got 3 reruns of O-Block. I know you're not going to do it because you just want to taunt me, but we've gone to O-Block several times. I'm not going to it now because we're filming a bridge lift, and you know, is this not good enough content for you? You want to show a bridge lift? You're just trolling me. But people in Chicago are so over O-Block. Even there's several in Chicago black influencers that make fun of people that ask them to go to O-Block all the time, and it's not just me. I know you're going to turn this into race, but for people who don't know, O-Block's Parkway Gardens there. It's at 64th and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. I've ridden a bike there. I've got many videos. I filmed the King Von mural. It's O-Blocks for Odie Perry. Odie Perry was murdered there because there was a gang warfare between the the Black Gangster Disciples and their rival gang. And so 15 years ago, it was considered the most dangerous block in Chicago. Now it's no longer the most dangerous block, but people outside of Chicago don't know that. And they taunt and troll all the Chicago live streamers, not just me, to go to O-Block because they think they're cool and they know what they're talking about and they just want to troll us. But we're over it. We're going to film the bridge lift. You're going to see what you're going to get. Here's the Franklin Street Bridge here. Thanks for tuning in. And every single day, I got to address it, you know. And that's fine. We'll continue to do it. I'm a patient person. Sometimes I lose my cool, as everybody knows. But yeah, Chicago's a beautiful city here. And thanks for tuning in here. Look at that. There's the brown line heading across there. And I'm not that young. I'm 49 years old, so you can call me a boy, but I think that was a put down. So thanks for, you can find some more meaning. You can come up with a better insult than that. People think they're actually like, you know, I've been live streaming on TikTok. I got 90,000 followers on TikTok, I've been streaming, walking the streets of Chicago. I go the west side, the south side. I got 250 videos from the west and south side. Every single day, new people join in and they think they know, you know, I don't know what their point is. They want to make some cheap point about Chicago and get them some walls or whatever, but we'll just let it, you know, you can post whatever you want there. It goes off into the ether. I got good moderators, so if you become a nuisance, we'll make sure you cannot see my content. If my content bothers you, it won't bother me. You know, we got plenty of other people that appreciate this content, so if, you know, it's just the juvenile stupid comments were ubiquitous, not only on YouTube but TikTok. We accept it. There's the Franklin Street Bridge. Look at that. There's the Franklin Street Bridge opening. Look at this great content. This is more exciting than O-Block. No offense, O-Block's kind of boring and old news. And not that I have nothing against the drill hip hop community. I like Chief Keef. You know, the ones we have left. Not that it's funny. Here's Franklin Street Bridge opening. They do this every Wednesdays and Saturdays. They're not going to do it this Saturday. You can go online to find the schedule. People ask me, but here's the Franklin Street Bridge opening, and we'll see 7 sailboats come through here. Somebody already gave me their hey, you control the sailboat. You can go tell the sailboat to go to O-Block. They'll sail down to O-Block and show it to you. But here's the Franklin Street Bridge. See, here's the Merchandise Mart. We got a little mist here. We got about 50 degrees here. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. What a beautiful scene here. People jogging along the Chicago Riverwalk. And yeah, let's see these sailboats come through here. And these are bascule bridges. They got a counterweight. Tons and tons of steel suspended in the air here. Here comes Chicago's First Lady. Here comes the sailboats. So hey, thanks for tuning in there. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. See the bridge in the upright position. There goes Chicago's First Lady heading through here. We'll get all the sailboats. Look at the water dripping down there. Yeah, look at that. Nice view, Peter. You, James. Or Janice. You, Janice. Oh, you got me with your funny name there. You're like Amanda Hug and Kiss or Mike Roch. Yeah, the people that have juvenile names, and you know, you got that from Simpson. How you doing there? That's great. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, that's great. Yeah, it's a Malort, a classic Chicago drink here. That's bitter, bitter stuff. You know, I'm primarily Chicago. I've lived in Chicago for 26 years. I know what this is. I'm not a tourist, but hey, I got some Malort here. We got some Malort. You can get the bitter, bitter liqueur here. They gave me some Malort. They think I'm a tourist. How you doing? That's good. Yeah, that's good. I'll drink it down. Yeah. No, you want? I'll give you some Malort. I'll give it to you. I'm an alcoholic too. So here's Old Met. Here's Old Met heading through here. We're having good banner with the sailboats here. No, they gave me some Malort. Look at this. They gave me some, you know, from Chicago, we know you take a shot of Malort, it's very bitter. And people get tourists, they're like, hey, have a shot of Malort with this classic Chicago drink here. So here's all the sailboats. We got 3 more here. Thanks for tuning in there. So we got 12:02. We got 12:02 Chicago Central Time. People don't think this is live. This is live. And see, look, Peter, 88 Fingers. Yeah, that person hates Chicago. So 88 Fingers hates Chicago. And if you ever come here, we'll return the favor. We'll make sure you feel not welcome, because 88 doesn't like Chicago there. Here's the, how can you not like this? We got sirens, we got sailboats. Look at that. Here we got the, I just find it laughable because I really enjoy this city. I don't even mind the weather. It bothers so many other people that said it bothers them, and it just cracks me up. It just makes me like this city more, that so many people dislike this city, because these people like this city, and the people tuning in like this city, and people that just dislike our city will still watch. They'll be all pissed off and watching, and we're having a good time. So here, you see what they got to do. They always got to go to the side to let the tour boats go through here. These are the projections that project stuff on the Merchandise Mart. There it is. Here's the Chicago Riverwalk. We got a, hey Dolores, how you doing? Rob on the road there. So the lake's that way. The lake's about a half a mile that way. We're heading towards there. I might not have enough time. I'll be streaming for the next hour maybe, or 50 minutes. and we'll probably see if we can get to the Michigan Avenue Bridge. See the Franklin Street Bridge in the upper right position. Look at that beautiful view there with the Salesforce Tower behind here. Look how nice that is. Yeah, Chicago's great. Look at all these people that hate Chicago, and and I love Chicago, and no matter what they say, just makes me want to live here more. And thanks for, hopefully you'll drive our real estate prices down so my rent will become cheaper. Just to keep bashing Chicago. Our population's starting to grow again, just like Detroit. And look, we got this beautiful scene here all summer long. The sailboats, what a great season here. Look at the it's going to start coming down here. We'll catch the Franklin Street Bridge. We'll start to lower here. There's the water taxi there. Yeah, the rain. Look at all these people that Chicago bothers them so much they just can't stand to have a good time. All these people don't even know how to have a good time. You know, imagine if they were on that sailboat, they'd be like, I hate the sailboat. I hate the lake. You know, I hate the world. You know. I'm enjoying this. Look at the Franklin Street Bridge. Even in the mist, even in the 50-degree weather, I got a free little bottle of Malort. Look at the Franklin Street Bridge there. Yeah, go Tigers there. Detroit Tigers there. They're certainly going to do better than the White Sox. But we got the Pope. We're going to need divine intervention for the White Sox. There's the Franklin Street Bridge. Look at that. So here they're waiting for the Wells Street Bridge to open. But see how they lower one side first. There's the Franklin Street Bridge. And then they lower the other side there. Huh. Wow, you're a genius. Chicago has bad weather. Wow, is water wet? Is the sky blue? What else is new? You know, what else do you know about Chicago besides the weather? You know, probably you don't like it, which is fine. Stay away. We don't want you here. Here's Franklin Street Bridge. We'll keep it to ourselves. You stay where you're at, and we'll stay where we're at. Here's the merchandise mart. Yeah, Rob on the road. Look at all these little negative people. They're just so miserable. I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for anybody you know, yeah, it's a gloomy day, but we're still, life goes on, you know. Have you had any challenges in your life? You live in San Diego and every day sunny and 70 degrees. I remember being in California and it rains and people won't drive in the rain like it's snow because they can't put the top down on their car. Must be nice. Here's the Franklin Street Bridge lowering in there. And here goes the shoreline sightseeing there. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Chicagoans, the local Chicagoans really don't eat deep dish either. It's for the tourists. You're exactly right. Deep dish pizza is for the tourists. I don't eat deep dish pizza very often. If I do, I go to Pequod's. I don't go to like Uno's or Due's or Gino Z's. People are always asking me what my favorite pizza is, but yeah. Try Italian beef there. You know, try a Maxwell Street Polish hot dog there. Hot dogs are overrated too. Hot dogs are just hot dogs. It's not high quality meat. I'm not really particularly fond of hot dogs either. But, yeah, I see what you're saying, Naya. No, I'm enjoying it. You know, after 2 years of doing this, it just cracks me up that, you know, yeah, I understand people don't like the city. That's fine. It just cracks me up because their reasons are stupid. They're just scared and miserable people, you know, so let them stay away. They're too scared to come here. I showed grandmas getting on the bus. I saw you know, kids going to school there and braving the mean streets they're riding transit. They're braver than these people. These people think you got to walk around in a flak jacket, which is false. You know, look at these people in the sailboats, you know. Yeah, Henry, how you doing there? Yeah, Navy. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to come back. You should see the comments. All these people are bashing Chicago, and I've been streaming for 2 years. I consistently get people tuning in, and they'll continue to watch even though they hate Chicago and they just sit here and troll me, and I just laugh at them. I get like, yeah, that's good. I mean, there's Malort. Yeah, I got some. They gave me. I'm an alcoholic. I haven't drank in 15 years, but I appreciate it. Thank you. But I do all the other stuff. Yeah, you know. I just left the office, so you know I work in the office, so I got to be careful. But hey, that. So you guys have to pull to the side because I guess they want to keep the tour boats going through, right?
Yeah, the tour boats keep going through, and they don't stop, so they
Yeah. I remember last year I saw an accident where one of the tour boats rear-ended, and one of the guys on the boat, he came over and I gave him my footage to use as an insurance claim because the shoreline was in the wrong and they messed up, and I filmed it all, you know, and so I know you guys got a lot to do. This bridge always takes the longest, this and the Lake Street Bridge, because of the CTA trains, you know. I know, yeah. Thanks for, yeah.
Don't let anybody scare you. It's a good place. It's good people.
There you go. Testimonial here. Thank you so much. And I'm promoting your. Thanks. I'm promoting your YouTube here. I got the sticker here. Yeah, check out Radical. Well, Radical Moon Love. Radical Moon Love. Oh, you got a band? Ah, well, I'll check it out too. That's great. They got a band. So good. Yeah, I acknowledge it's gotten worse. It'll continue to get worse. America's in decline, not just Chicago, but America in general, you know, and we got a big debt problem. It's not just going to affect Chicago, it's going to affect the entire country. And maybe you think tariffs are going to save it, or Trump's going to save it, or Congress is going to save it, or this new tax cut they're giving to billionaires is going to save it. But we got major problems no matter who's president for the next foreseeable future, and you can blame it all on Chicago, but you know, it's always other Americans bashing other American cities, which shows we have a love-hate relationship with our own country. And but hey, that's okay. There you go. See, look, Sarah, thanks for the good comment there. You see, look, that's what it is. People hate, you know, cities. I understand people don't like big cities. They don't like New York. They don't like Chicago. They don't like LA. Las Vegas tourism's down because of the tariffs. So go help out Las Vegas there. If you don't like Chicago, go to Las Vegas. You can have a good time there. You won't hurt our feelings. I don't work for the tourism bureau. I'm not asking anybody to move here. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the Malort. I really appreciate it. No, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I have a drinker. I appreciate it though. I really appreciate it. No, thank you. And I do the other stuff, but I know Malort's great. Thanks for giving me the gift. I'm gonna give it to somebody. But I'm on YouTube here, so yeah, we got 110 people watching here.
Live?
Live. Yeah, thanks for saying hello here. Yeah, so you got the whole season, got the Malort.
The only place to get free Gypsy Malort is on the Chicago River.
Yeah.
The boats are coming down. Come see Tetra.
Oh, Tetra. Yeah, that's the name of your boat, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Tetra.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah. Tetra, there it is.
From geographic buffs, I don't know if people know where Tetra are.
No, where's that at?
Mountains in Central Europe.
Central Europe. Is that like the
part of the Carpathian?
Carpathian. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. You named the boat after it.
Na zdrowie.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for talking. And yeah, you got the whole boating season ahead of us here. We'll see if they can open this bridge. So here, we'll get in position here. Yeah, that's great. He's handing out Malort there. That is awesome. Thanks, Rob, on the road there. Thanks, Sarah. How you doing there, Master? How you doing? Hey, look, they see they're giving free Malort out to people. See, so you're missing out. You can come down here to the Riverwalk, and they'll give you. Look, they got coffee. They went and got coffee. Yeah, Joliet. Go to Joliet, please. Go to Joliet. Go to talk to Grim Evil there. You can the Joliet jail there. Remember Jake and Elwood, Jake got out of the Joliet jail there, even though they ended at the end of the movie. But they got a nice casino there in Joliet. The river goes through there. There's nice downtown there, nice theaters and stuff. You can take the metro right there, connect to downtown. Check out Aurora, check out Elgin. And I think all those cities have casinos. Yeah. Scott, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, son's graduated from Chicago in 2 weeks. Yeah, chosen to stay in Chicago. Well, Lorraine, there you go. See, he's braving the cold winters, positive, negatives, everything. I know a lot of people in California are looking at Chicago, and I know you can't deal with the harsh winters, which I understand, you know. But, you know, we do have beaches. It's nice in the summertime. Positive, negatives, everything. You can always travel in the wintertime and go to warmer places. But I'm glad your son enjoying it there. Thanks, Lorraine, for the good feedback there. But, you know, everybody thinks I'm like promoting stuff. I'm just filming things that exist, things that interest me, scenes of the city. And don't worry, I'm going to have to be traveling for my work, so I might be out of Chicago a large portion of the summer. and I'll keep you posted for that, and we'll go to different areas. So then we'll see if people bash the areas I go to as much as they bash Chicago. I'm interested to see if they just bash whatever content I do, no matter where I'm at. And I filmed in Houston, I filmed in Cincinnati, I filmed in Washington, D.C. Amazingly, people didn't bash Washington, D.C. as much as I thought they would, and that was even when Biden was president. I was amazed that people didn't bash Washington, D.C. as much as they bashed Chicago. Yeah. It just shows you people tune in and they size me up and they think they got me all figured out when they don't know anything about me or don't watch my content. And I'm used to that. If you ever want to, you know, have less faith in humanity, become a live streamer, you find out the true nature of a lot of people are really miserable, and then you wonder why we have wars and crime in the world. And it's because, you know, people are pretty much, they would kick a dog, they would stomp on a duck and get enjoyment out of it. And these are the same people that troll us, because that's why they enjoy trolling, because they enjoy putting stuff down so they can feel better about themselves or where they live, you know. And I understand, I probably do the same thing. Here's Chicago's first lady coming through here. But hey, we got 12:15. We're waiting for. Once they get to Wells Street, it'll go pretty quickly. They'll go through here pretty quickly. And we filmed it last week with the sunshine. It was much better. But hey, thanks for tuning in here. So hey, we got the bell dinging. No, I understand. People think what they think. I'm just like here to do people's bidding. Like it's like a request line, like it's a radio station where they can call in and request whatever they want. That's okay. I understand. Here's the Chicago's leading lady heading under LaSalle Street, and so that bell's dinging. So we'll see if people get off the bridge. We'll see if any more CTA trains go across. This is the Wells Street Bridge. There's the. We got the office buildings here. This is Chicago River. And we're just waiting for the bridge to lift here. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm on my lunch break. I have a day job. TikTok and YouTube does not pay the bills. Yeah. Hey, the way I roll, how you doing there? Yeah, I'm a zombie too. Thanks for calling me a zombie. Yeah, look at all these zombies. Zombie land. Sean, are you a ghost? Let's start roasting John and see how he likes it. So you too can play at this game. You think we can't roast you? Only you can taunt us. We can't taunt you back. But here, we'll get over towards the Wells Street Bridge here. We might get underneath here. Yeah, do you remember I got some reruns from... No, that's a falsehood. We're not a zombie land. Sean is... wrong. And watch, Sean will just continue to taunt us because that's why he's here. He's not here to watch the content. Sean's just here to taunt us. So, Sean, do your worst. Come on, give us an insult. You know, you can do better than that. That was like a lame insult. I've been live streaming for 2 years. We've seen. Come on, give us some pejorative or some cuss word or some racist word. Come on, you can do better than that. Yeah. See, look. Sean loves China. Sean must be a communist. You must be from North Korea or something. Maybe you're a North Korean bot. How you doing there, Sean? Yeah, see, look. Sean can speak Mandarin and Cantonese. Yeah, Sean sounds sad. I feel sorry for Sean. But look at these sailboats here. Look at the sailboats. They're waiting to go under the... Wells Street Bridge there. Alejandro, how you doing there? Ava, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. Yeah. They probably called us some foul words in Mandarin there, you know, it's right there on the screen. But, oh no, come on. I deal with people, you know, I've had people confront me in the street. I've had people try to get me in fights with the street. I'm like, if you got a real beef with me, meet me in the street here. Let's meet me face to face. Don't like hide behind your anonymity and your, you know, the real cowards are the people that just stay online and they never talk to you in your face and they're too scared to walk around the zombie land here themselves. Oh yeah, this is my lunch break. And so I realize I'm fortunate because I work downtown. And all, you know, through the summer we walk along the Riverwalk. Sometimes we go to Navy Pier, sometimes we go to the lake, we go to the Bean, we check out. There it is, there's the Wells Street Bridge opening there. So there's the Wells Street Bridge. We're in front of the Merchandise Mart. Welcome to Chicago. We got 12:19 in the PM here, Chicago Central Time, and there's the Wells Street Bridge opening. And hey, look, Uptown Girl. There's Uptown Girl, the purple boat. There's Reefer. That's the name of the boat. I'm gonna make sure the algorithm doesn't think I'm promoting something I'm not. And Patra was hanging out Malort. I gave me a free bottle of Malort. But here's the Wells Street Bridge. See how fast that opened, these bascule bridges. And we'll head down the Riverwalk here. Look at that. Yeah, Division in California. How you doing there? Business account. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, that's great. The West Side. That is awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Lambie T, how you doing there? Naya, Krista. Yeah. So Lambie, I did stream last night. I just streamed earlier because it was raining. See, it's kind of raining now. It's been raining all day and all the last few days here. But here, we'll see, they got the umbrella. There's the underneath there. You can see the underneath here. But here's the Wells Street Bridge in the upright position. We got 5 more boats going through here. 2 are already through. Hey, walking the dog here. It opened in less than a minute. You see how fast it opened. And they've been really opening, closing these things faster and faster. I mean, you know, they'll keep it open a few minutes. It's just enough time to let the boats go through here. And we'll head around here. So the LaSalle Street's next. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. And I normally live stream at this time anyway. It's just very convenient for me. At the same time, I normally live stream walking around the loop or the Bean. We could look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sailboats going through at the same time there. Look at that beautiful scene here. Mary Therese, how you doing there? Deontay, Thomas, how you doing there? Yeah. Yeah, beautiful city. And we're seeing it on a poor weather day. I mean, it's only 50 degrees and it's kind of drizzly, but here comes, look how fast this is coming down. So this is the Wells Street Bridge. See how they lower one side a little faster than the other, and they'll ease that thing down. They're balanced with the counterweight. These are bascule bridges, and they're a type of draw bridges that was invented and developed in Chicago, perfected in Chicago, because we have so many bridges that need to be opened. They used to be opened all the time when there was a lot more, you know, industrial boat traffic that used to come in this. And of course, this connects to the Mississippi, it connects to the Great Lakes. You can go out to St. Lawrence, you can go all the way down to the Mississippi and out in New Orleans. You can go either way, you know, and they reversed this river, made it like a canal. Yeah, we got bad crime. We got bad crime in the city. Look at LaSalle Street. I like when people state the obvious, you know. Yeah, we got bad crime in the city. We've had bad crime in the city for 100 years. We will continue to have bad crime in the city for 100 years. Welcome to America. Here's you can go back to the indigenous people. There was a lot of crime 500 years ago too. Here's LaSalle Street opening here. Look at the Wendella here. This is a really wide bridge here, LaSalle Street. Riverwalk in Chicago here. We got 50 degrees. 12:23 in the PM here. We got 7 sailboats heading out to Lake Michigan. And yeah, see, they do this every Wednesdays and Saturdays. They won't do it this Saturday because it's Memorial Day weekend, but that's why these are the last boats that are going to get through here before Memorial Day weekend. And there's Tatra. You explained it. It's in the Carpathian Mountains. See your stuff coming off the bridge here. And there's Fort Dearborn. Look how the great, that's why the Kinsey Street Bridge, that's where the Dave Matthews Band incident happened. You see why that great they were able to just discharge the waste contents of that boat. They thought it would just go in the river, but they unloaded their waste on a tour boat going underneath, just like that. And Dave Matthews Band will never let it down. It wasn't Dave Matthews Band that did it, it was their bus driver, but it hurt the reputation of the band in Chicago. Hey, Michael. Yeah, Dolores. Well, it shows you how much. Okay, so why? Okay, it took me a while to understand it. You know, why do we get so many trolls and so many people bashing Chicago? Because it's a talking point from the right. They want to look at democratically run big liberal cities and point to the failures of them, because we got many problems. We do. But Houston has a Democratic mayor. So does New York City. You know, most of the big cities have Democratic mayors, even if their suburbs are Republican or their states are Republican. And so America has this love-hate relationship with their big cities, even though our biggest cities are our biggest part of our economy. And America, the economy would be hurt if we removed the big cities. And so we got problems, you know, and I'll be first to acknowledge it. The city's not for everybody. That's not why I'm filming this. I'm filming this because it's a beautiful bridge lift. And we got beautiful sailboats heading through here. Whether you like the city or not, you know, okay, you just like extract for a second and just enjoy what the day brings you here, you know. If you can't enjoy this, you can't enjoy anything. I'm serious. And I can't help you out, you know. That's on you. We can't make you happy. I'm not here to make anybody happy. I'm here to make myself happy. And that's what I'm doing here, because this is what I want to film. Look at that. Here's LaSalle Street. Lafayette, yeah, Marvel Engineering. Mundelein, yeah, born and raised Chicago. That's good. Yeah, thanks, Rita. Thanks for the good comment there. See the Brown Line train heading there, Merchandise Mart. Here, let me back up a little bit here. So this is where the Eastland disaster happened here. They got a plaque to it here. We're between Clark Street and LaSalle Street here. There's Tatra. He's handing out. Oh, handing out the Malort. Yeah, handing out the Malort. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, giving out free samples of Malort. Yeah, I got one too. Yeah, thanks, Danny. Yeah, thanks. I'm the same way. I can't. I'm not rich. I can't afford to travel like all the other famous live streamers. They're always traveling. They must make a lot more money from their live streams than I do, which I acknowledge. They're doing something better than I am. Here's the LaSalle Street bridge coming down here. Chicago River. Yeah, Modern Marvels here. Yeah, 1960 to 1995. Denise, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Alejandro. Okay, yeah, Chicago pizza is the deep dish. Chicago's the deep dish pizza. The thin crust is more New York style, but there's also Detroit style. There's other cities, and there's Italian Napoli's. They're in the bridge house. They're telling people to get off the bridge here, and that's good. So here they're closing the LaSalle Street here. They do this Wednesdays and Saturdays, but they're not going to do it this Saturday. But the last few Wednesdays we've been catching it here. They do it in the middle of the day, so it doesn't impact the rush hour traffic, and they do it on weekends. So they do it. There's anything you can ask me, you can ask the internet. Look, they're tossing around the bottles of Malort there. Hey, thanks for your question here. LaSalle Street Bridge here in Chicago, Illinois. And I got reruns of this. You can check out my page. We did it over 2 hours last Wednesday. It was a sunny day. I got sunburned that day. But here, see, there's people still heading across here. This is the Clark Street Bridge. Here comes the water taxi. Look at this beautiful view here, the Britannica building. Yeah, Joliet style there. Yeah, Scott, go to Joliet style there. Who knows? There you go. I like Pequods. I personally like Pequods because I like the caramelized crust. Pequods is on Webster and Clybourne. It's in the western part of Lincoln Park near the North Branch Chicago River. But, you know, Uno's is fine. Gino's East, Lou Malnati's. You can't go wrong with those. Duets. There's also Pat's Pizza. There's Nick and Tony's. There's Aurelio's. There's all kinds of Nick's Pizza. There's Connie's Pizza on the south side. There's all kinds of different pizzas. Yeah, it is. Leafy Greens. Yes, it is. Illinois, it's legal. And oh, how you doing?
You on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm YouTube. Brian Really Chicago. Yeah.
How do I find you?
Oh, I'm Brian Really Chicago. So let's see. Do I have my name there? You see right here. See, it says Brian Really Chicago. Brian Really Chicago. I'm also on TikTok. I have. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, good. That's good. Hey, thanks for watching. That's good. Yeah, you can watch it here. So you got a new person watching here. That's great. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm just a beggar. I'm panhandling for gold right here. So there's some people still heading across the bridge here. I guess they got the walkie-talkie here. Well, Clark Street Bridge has got open next. So yeah, welcome to Chicago. We got 12:30 on the dot. We got about 50 degrees here. We're in between LaSalle Street and Clark Street. And we're waiting for the Clark Street Bridge to open here, and then they'll head over towards Michigan Avenue. The lake's that way. This happens every Wednesday and Saturday, except for this Saturday. It's not going to happen because it's Memorial Day weekend. But I'm on my lunch break, and we usually walk around the Loop or the Bean or something easy. That's, this is close to where I work here. I work just blocks away from the Riverwalk, so it's easy for me to come down here and get content. So yeah, new person. Thanks, Deontay. How you doing there? The dude. Yeah, Danny, Alejandro, Jasper. I'm the DJ from Northern Exposure. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I probably sound like a stoner. I'm a stoner from Alaska. I take that as a compliment. Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm easily amused. They're dinging the bell. Let's see if they open this bridge. Weather's kind of crappy. It's 50 degrees and kind of drizzly, but it's not raining. It was raining off and on all day yesterday. Here we go. Sounds like they're about ready to open the Clark Street Bridge here, so we'll give you a nice close-up view. See, there's somebody in the bridge house right there, and we saw them yelling at people. Maybe they were yelling at me. There's the Marina Towers. This is the Quaker Oats building. You ever eat Quaker Oats? There it goes. There's the Clark Street Bridge. So hey, welcome to Chicago. Here's the Clark Street Bridge. Starting to open here. They're going to let 7 sailboats through here. They've already gone through 20-some bridges. They got about 10 to go or 5 to go. And this happens every Wednesdays and Saturdays here. Oh yeah, I would. I wish I didn't have to go back to work. If I didn't have to go back to work, I would light one up right here. We're on YouTube, so I can talk about it. But here we'll... Hey, how you doing there? They're heading through here. So here, as this is opening here, we can walk underneath it here. I can show you the underneath, the counterweight, the concrete counterweight. It weighs more than the bridge. The bridge is several hundreds and tons here. And there you can look underneath there, the fulcrum there. It's balanced there. You see how here's the bridge going up, sailboats going through. Yeah, the old Comiskey Park was like going to church. Thankfully, I was able to interview Drew. Drew's big with the unions here in Chicago, and he told his memories. He's a South Sider there, or lives out in the South suburbs. And he talked about his memories of the old Comiskey and the smell from the bathroom, the smells from, the original Comiskey before they, the newer version, the new Comiskey that they call the Raid or whatever they call it now. I still call it just Sox Park. Here's... Yeah, you can't afford me, Canadian grower. You can't afford me. Trust me. I don't think you have enough money for me to do that, and it's not worth it, especially for you. How much do you cost? How much do you cost? Yeah, you're such an honorable person there. Here's the Clark Street Bridge there. Hey, he's taking some nice photos here. Look at people taking photos of the sailboats going through the Clark Street Bridge here. Hey Karen, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. So people have fed me. You could easily do a Google search. You could search for Chicago Basque bridges. I'm sure there's several thousand tons. Somebody's given me the information, but I can't keep it all in my head. And it's a good question there. I'm not the Discovery Channel. I don't have a whole staff. I'm just some guy on my lunch break here filming it. And I got a second phone. I'm trying to film what I'm doing here. If any of the moderators or any of the people tuning in, I know a Very Lucky Guy or some other people had that information. And it only takes like a few hundred horsepower engine to lift the bridge. The same as like a car motor, which is amazing. That's how well balanced the fulcrum is for these bridges, the Basque bridges here in Chicago. Yeah, several hundred tons there. Thanks, Jerk Beefy. Yeah. No, I'm not going to drink the Malort because I got to go back to work and my boss is watching. So, you drink the Malort. I'll give you the Malort. You can drink it. Come find me here on the Riverwalk. I'll give you some Malort. I haven't drank alcohol in 15 years. And if you want to make fun of me for that, I do partake in other things. There's other things you can do to change your consciousness besides alcohol. I consider alcohol a consciousness constraining drug, and it's a good drug. I like alcohol a lot. I still like alcohol. I don't think it should be prohibited, but it's just not for me. And so you can taunt me. You know my weakness here. Here's the Dearborn Street Bridge here, and it's open in here. So hey, we'll head towards the Dearborn. And there, right on cue, there goes the Clark Street closing. See how fast it goes now? So now they'll really start opening these bridges one after another. Here's the Dearborn Street Bridge opening here. Hey, Karen, thanks for tuning in there. 2 days. Well, hey, keep it going there. That's the start of a streak there. One day at a time. One day at a time. Very commendable. Here, Uptown Girl, the boat. We're by the Tiny Tap here. Here's the Dearborn Street Bridge. We'll try to keep up with these boats because they're making good progress here. There's our friends there. Yeah, we got the sticker here. We'll promote their boat here, Uptown Girl. This is the Radical Moon Love. You can check out their boat there. And yeah, look at this. Other people filming it here. 2 seconds, that's okay. You don't have to stop drinking because of me. I think it's fine if you drink. Most of my friends drink. So here we'll head under the. This is the Dearborn Street Bridge here. Yeah, the cost of living is pretty expensive here. I know a lot of people moved away after the pandemic because, you know, it was hard. I mean, this city became a ghost town, the downtown. Then there was all the George Floyd protests and all the storefronts were boarded up. There was looting. It was scary. I lived through 2020 in this city, and it was a hard time to live through the city. And a lot of people moved away just because they were scared or they had other job opportunities. The Great Recession happened. People found other jobs in less expensive jurisdictions, you know, less taxes, less cost of housing. But then the cost of housing in Florida and other areas skyrocketed too. It's not just California that's expensive now. Everywhere, even Texas, even Austin's expensive now. Nashville, Tennessee, they built so much housing, and it's all luxury high-rise housing downtown. Yeah, I'm like CM Punk. There you go, Michael Anderson. Thanks for looking it up. So Michigan Avenue Bridge weighs 4,100 tons. The counterweight's 1,200. So you see how the counterweight weighs more than the bridge is there. Look at this guy. Look at that. He's down there. Wow, how you look at that? So he came down in this door here. Look at that. So he's doing repairs here. So here, this is the Dearborn Street Bridge. It's in the upright position. I've never seen some guy come out this door and like he's working on the controls there. So I'm going to stick right here because I want to see what happens. There's a guy on the other end too. They're checking it out there. They're when it's open, they can clean it out, and they do maintenance on these bridges as they open and close them. Yeah, 180 horsepower engine can lift it. Thanks, Michael Anderson, thanks for looking that up there. I really appreciate it. So we'll let these guys work. They don't need me filming them while they're working. But look at this beautiful view, Chicago skyline here. There, he's going back in there, so he's gonna. Yeah, that was tragic. That Mexican clipper ship crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge there. People died. You know, they were up on the mast there, and it was an accident. They lost power, and the current pulled them in there. The tugboat couldn't stop it. And I'm sure everybody saw all those viral videos and saw the news there. The investigation's still going on there. But look at all these boats here. We got 7 sailboats here in between State Street and Dearborn Street here. So and they're working on the State Street Bridge, so they're probably only open half of it. Here we're by the city winery here. We're on the Chicago Riverwalk. We got 12:40 in the PM, and we got 50 degrees here on a kind of overcast, misty, foggy day. Christopher, do you see all the trolls we got? We got a lot of trolls at the beginning of this, and it just cracks me up that. How you doing? Appreciate it. So here, we'll head through here. How you doing? And there's this. Hey, how you doing? Hey, thanks. Hey, Brian, really Chicago. How you doing? Thanks for saying hello. Look at this beautiful bridge lift here. Yeah. What's your name?
Owen.
Owen, thanks for saying hello. That's great. Appreciate it. That's great. See, friends and neighbors here. Yeah. See here, they're actually working on this. When they open it, they're still doing welding while the boats are going through. So this is the city that works, even when it doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the gears. I wouldn't want to jump in the gears when it came down. That's the first time I saw those workers. They're still there. Those workers are down there, and probably until they finished, they put that plate back on. They opened the plate and they looked at something in there, and they did it while the bridge is up. So they do maintenance. And look at this scene here. We got the Dearborn Street Bridge in the upright position. See, we're right underneath the Marina Towers here, and Patron Goldberg's architectural masterpiece here. And there's the Shoreline architectural cruise boat going through under the Dearborn Bridge there. Yeah, go to the City of Chicago website. Thanks, Maria. Thanks for the good info there. Yeah, take a trip to Chicago, Danny, there. That's okay, Christopher. I know you got stuff to do. Yeah, I know. I appreciate you being in when you can. That's fine. But you didn't. All you missed was some. We actually chased them away. Everybody just started piling in, and they were just like, they gave up. It was funny. They lost interest, which is fine with us. Thanks to my mods and everybody else here. I came on early today, you know. Now it's bad. My mods got better things to do. You got grass to mow. I understand. Here goes the Dearborn Street Bridge, heading down here. Yeah, how's it going, Owen? Thanks, Michael. There's the Dearborn Street Bridge heading down here. Yeah, you know, for some reason Chicago, this city, you know, I think it's because so much propaganda, it bashes Chicago because we're the whipping boy. You know, we're the bad guy. You know, remember, you know, you ever watch Scarface where there's that classic scene where he's in the expansive restaurant and he makes a big scene. He's like, "Oh, I'm the bad guy," and that's Chicago. We're the bad guy, and. Hey, look at that. There goes the State Street Bridge. It snuck up on me. See how they're only open. It shows you these Basco bridges. They can open one half, and the other half can support itself independently. And they're working on that. There we got 1243. We'll continue to head over here, and we'll show you they're working. You see that barge there? They got booms there, and they're doing welding right now as the sailboats go through. So here goes reefer. See, there's the people on the bridge there filming it. There's the Marina Towers. This is the State Street Bridge. We'll keep up with this boat, and we'll just show you the construction progress going over there. But yeah, the State Street Bridge remains closed to vehicular and pedestrian traffic for the whole summer. They'll probably be working on this. See how they got a whole section removed there? They got to replace the beams and stuff. Here we saw these fishermen. All the fishermen are here. What a good fishing spot here. As the sailboats go through here. People ask me if people fish in Chicago. Yes, they do. We talked to them. The rain's starting to pick up here. There goes the sailboats heading through here. So how you doing? Yeah, these sailboats are coming through. Here's the fishermen here. So we'll try to get to the Wabash Avenue Bridge. So I'll try to get under the cover, and then I won't get rained on here, and I can dry out my equipment here. But here there's the State Street Bridge in the upright position here. We'll get further back here. There you can see to the Wrigley building there. Look at that. Trump Tower. Old IBM building, which is now called the American Medical Association Plaza. Here's the Vietnam War Memorial here. They got the flags there, all the insignia. People are sitting here at the brew house here watching the sailboats go through the State Street Bridge there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. The rain started here. David, how you doing there? You'll be here next week? Yeah, you can try. I'll be looking for you there. You know my live streaming schedule. And if I was meeting a seat there, I'll say hello. That's great. Thanks for visiting Chicago, and thanks for letting me know there. That's great. So hey, look at that. See the Dearborn Street Bridge is still being lowered. We're underneath the Wabash. Here, let's get over here. I want to film this, so I'm going to go out in the rain here. If I get over near this, I can. There we go. Look at that view. Look at this view with the Marina Tower there. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it there. Thanks, Naya, and everybody for welcoming David there. Rita, how you doing there? Look at that view. I'm getting rained on, but it's worth it. Yeah, they opened it back up. So they started to close the Dearborn, and they did that last time. They shut the Washington Street Bridge. See, the State Street Bridge is coming down, even though the Dearborn Street Bridge is still in the upright position here. We got 1246 Chicago Riverwalk here. Look at this amazing view here. We'll zoom in there. And look how the top of the Salesforce Tower's in the clouds there. Here, look at that barge coming through there. We got all the sailboats, and we got all this the barge and the construction barge and the river boat tour barge. So most people visit Chicago in the summertime. It's also the most expensive time for the hotels because the weather's the warmest and the beaches. I like the fall. If you could wait till when the kids go back to school, sometimes you can get good deals in September and October, and the weather's still pretty nice in September and October, and it's not cold. And to me, we have the best weather in the fall. And if you come in the summertime, it's fine, but the hotels are the most expensive. And even the restaurants, it's hard to get in the restaurants and things like that. So I recommend September or October if you're asking me, but that's my opinion. So, but you come in wintertime. December is nice because if you like holiday lights and shopping, and there's the Kris Kringle Market and other things. But they got those in other cities too. Here we're under Wabash here, and I'll stick around here because of the rain. See, the Dearborn Street Bridge is still in the upright there. Yeah, I'm pretty close to House of Blues there. House of Blues. See that bridge that's in the up? That's Dearborn Street, and that's where the House of Blues is there. Just behind the Marina Towers there. Yeah, I don't know if anything's a must visit. We got you will not run out of stuff to do. Trust me, you will not run out of stuff to do. You'll come to Chicago. You'll discover things for your next trip. And hopefully I'll let you discover it on your own because sometimes that's the best way. Don't ask. You don't have to do what's in the guidebook. You can go your own way. You think for yourself. Challenge your brain there to go out on an adventure and discover something that I didn't think of and you didn't think of. I appreciate you asking my advice. I'm not a tour guide. I'm just filming you know, I'm more interested in just documenting city. This is about Chicago, and I'm not even recommend people travel here because, you know, I don't work at a tourism bureau, you know. I work for an architecture and engineering firm, and a lot of our business is outside of the city. So, but here we'll back up a little bit. So what time we got? 12:49. The rain's kind of dying down. I'll get you a nice view here. We'll get closer to the Wrigley and the Tribune Tower. See, we're underneath the Trump Tower. The top of the Trump Tower is in the clouds today because we got low cloud cover. Here's O'Brien's on the Riverwalk. They got the outdoor seating here, but no one's out here because it's kind of a rainy 50-degree day. We got Memorial Day coming up here. Yeah, Navy Pier, museums, there you go. Your uncle was a river tug captain? That's good. Hey, Danny, how you doing there? So here, we'll back up. There's the jeweler's building here. There's plenty of places to avoid. No offense to everybody that asked about O Block. I would avoid O Block. I would all, you know, but nothing against the people in Parkway Gardens. It's just if you're a tourist, you know, don't venture in neighborhoods where you don't know where you're going. Stay downtown. Stay by the lakefront. You can go down to Hyde Park to the Museum of Science and Industry. You can go up the North Shore up to Lincoln Park Zoo and Montrose Beach and stuff. Stay downtown. Stay in the tourist areas. Don't venture. You know, you can ride the L trains. That's a good way to see the city, but just don't wander off in a direction like I do. I've lived in the city for 26 years, so you got to have some street smarts. Don't get in any rival gang territory or look like a victim, look like a tourist waiting to be robbed. Avoid walking late at night. Avoid being drunk coming out of a bar at 2 in the morning. People are looking to take advantage of inebriated people, even downtown. So if you could stay off the streets between like midnight and 5 a.m., that'll avoid most of your problems, you know. And that's true for any city. That's true for Las Vegas. That's true for New Orleans. That's true for Chicago and New York City. Just, you know, even if you travel in Europe, if you're not drunk 2 a.m., you won't look like a drunk tourist waiting to be robbed, you know. And that's what happens. But it's always happened. They used to drop a Mickey Finn in your drink. You know, before roofies, they would drop a Mickey Finn in your drink and people would get rolled at the train stations, and Chicago was notorious for that. There's the Wabash Avenue Bridge there, so we'll head back towards the Wabash Avenue Bridge. Welcome to Chicago. Look at this beautiful view. See, we got this beautiful view of the Wrigley and Tribune Tower. Here's the Trump Tower. And we'll head over to the Wabash Avenue Bridge here, which is opening here. And we got 7 sailboats. We got the Odyssey Chicago River dinner cruise boat going by here. And we'll get a good view of this dinner cruise boat with the bridge there and Marina Towers here. Thanks for tuning in here. This is why I do it. I just try to get nice images like this. Unique images, not just to this city, but cities anywhere. Show how infrastructure works, how transit works, how the parks work, the bike paths. Look at all those people eating how you doing there? That's good. All these people having, hey, how you doing? How you doing? That's great. They're waving to you, see? People having a nice lunch there. And what a nice day. They got to see this bridge open. And we got the whole summer ahead of us here. That's what this portends. The sailboats are heading out to the lake front harbors for the whole summer of the sailing season. And we're such a great sailing town here. Look at this view. Yeah, look at that. You were here, yeah. The Tantra, this boat's if you find this boat's handing out Malort. They'll give you a Malort. Find Tantra, they got a bunch of little bottles and they're just throwing it to people. And talk to Tantra there. It's named after something in the Carpathian Mountains. We talked to them. They got the Malort there. And these people, we talked to them and they made it through here. There it is. Tantra. How you doing there? Yeah, Malort. That's great. Wabash. Look at all those people standing across the way there. more times. Hey, Michelle. I wish you were here, just like the Pink Floyd song. Hey, we'll follow along with these boats here. Thanks for being a part of this. We'll wrap this up. We got 12:54. So I'm not going to stick around for the Michigan Avenue Bridge. Usually it takes a while. Hopefully we'll get to see, I'll head towards the Michigan Avenue Bridge. We'll walk up the stairs, and then hopefully we'll get to see the Wabash Avenue Bridge come down, and then I'll head back to work. And so we'll be streaming. I'm also on TikTok, Brian Really Chicago there on TikTok. We'll be streaming after 5 o'clock tonight. I usually stream my walking commute home. I walk to work and I walk home 3 miles, over 3 miles, 3 to 4 miles, depending on the route we take. So we've been doing that for a while. There, look at that pleasure craft heading through there. And we'll head back to work here.
Out today, or you guys just start back? Heading out.
Heading out. They're heading out to the lake. There's Lucia. You got 3 brothers from Chicago. That's great. Have a great weekend, Danny. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for being nice in the comments there. The way I roll. Yeah, Rhapsody. I'm a Malort. I know. So not only am I a recovering alcoholic, I know how bitter Malort tastes. And even when I was an alcoholic, it was hard to choke it down. And he's handing out free bottles of Malort there. It's a joke in Chicago. If you come to Chicago, somebody buys you a shot of Malort, be prepared. It's really bitter, but you got to take it. It's a rite of passage. It's like licorice. It's like castor oil. It's like medicine. Man, Michelle, enjoy your day there. You did a Chicago handshake, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You do it for your 21st birthday for your sons. That's great. You need a chaser though. Yeah, straight no chaser. Hey, it's coming down. It's coming down already. There's the Wabash Avenue Bridge coming down here. So here we'll head up the Michigan Avenue Bridge. Thanks for tuning in here. Thanks to my mods. Thanks to everybody else for helping me gang up on the nuisance there, like a pesky fly buzzing around your ear. Look at the Wrigley building, the Intercontinental Hotel there, the old Medina Temple Auditorium. No, the Medina Athletic Association. Medina Temple Auditorium is where the temporary casino is over on Wabash, but there's the Tribune Tower and the Wrigley building there. So here's the underneath of Wacker Drive. You ever seen the Blues Brothers? There's the underneath of Wacker Drive. Here's the other cars going through here. Underneath of Michigan. But hey, have a good rest of your Wednesday there. I'm going to head back to work. And food destination recommendations. Yeah, I'm going to sign off. Yeah, you can check out the internet, 4 Doors. There's a lot of good Chicago foodies. Watch Ed Ray Ray. Ed Ray Ray's a nice local Chicago food critic there. There's plenty other Chicago best date food, best date ideas, whatever. They got, watch Keys Impact. Keys Impact does a lot of, this is what real Chicago looks like. He shows you real Chicago food from all over the city. Check out Keys Impact. Here we got some sirens here. Land of sirens. That's a police truck. It's probably got a canine unit in it. There's the Cook County Sheriff, so I don't know what's going on. It's an ambulance heading across the bridge here. This depicts the Battle of Fort Dearborn. And thanks for tuning in here. I'm gonna head back to work here, but thanks everybody. We'll be back on TikTok after 5. Thanks everybody. Look at that, Chicago's First Lady. Yeah, 77, yeah, check out 77 Flavors of Chicago. That's 77 Flavors of Chicago knows more about Chicago than I do. He knows the history. He's on Instagram, YouTube. I think he's on TikTok. Check out 77 Flavors of Chicago, and he also knows some good food recommendations. We got so many great live streamers here in Chicago. So thanks for watching mine, and check out these other people. Have a good afternoon. Thanks, Michael, and Dolores, and Ava, Lloyd, and Lorraine, the way I roll. Thanks, Taco, and everybody else here. we'll say, Chris and everybody else, we'll see you later here from Chicago. Have a great day. And seize the day there. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, okay, bye.